deletion cannot be possible. So how to Q is empty? Similarly, we will access the front variable by this pointer p front, and we will access the rear variable by this pointer p rear. So the condition for Q empty is if value at location p front equals to value at location p rear, then what I will do, I will print the proper message. I will print that Q is empty. Q is empty. This condition to be checked at the beginning, because before doing deletion I have to check whether Q has any element or whether it is empty. And when the Q is empty, then what kind of return, because this function returns some data. So when Q is empty, we will not return any valid data, we will just return null. We will return null because no deletion operation has been done due to the emptiness of Q. So it will return null. So this is one scenario. So if we combine this two scenario, then what will happen? If we combine this scenario, then the function body will be like that. Here also, in this case, I have to now p front is not equals to, if p front equals to -1, then the Q is empty. Or we can write here p rear equals to -1. Anything we can write. So here, so if we want to include this, because this two combination can arise, so we have to include both of this code in my function del Q. So how the function to be modified then? The function will be then, it is the int del Q. We are passing the base address of the array and the address of the front variable, which is in pointer p front. So first, before deletion, we have to check this condition whether Q is full or Q is empty, or Q is half full, or whatever, maybe at least one item or two item, whatever. So first, to check whether Q is empty, so we have to check if value at location p front, if value at location p front equals to -1, then we will print that Q is empty. Q is empty. And in that case, we will return null. Now, if the p front is not equals to -1, that means Q is not empty, else. Then we will go to else part. In else part, what could be the case, that we will come later. So else part means what? Here in else part, this code will be included. Now before that, we have to declare a variable int num. So here I have to declare the variable. We are just combining these two pieces of code. So here else part, I have to write num equals to array value at location p front. Then at that location, I am placing a 0 because that node has been extracted. It is equals to 0, and after placing 0, we will increment the value of p front, so it will point the current valid front node in the list. So else part is like this only. This is the else part. Now still we have not checked all the scenario for deletion. There can be other scenario also. Suppose the Q is not is not full. Maybe it has only at least one item it has, or it can have more than one node. So what will be the scenario in that case? Suppose it has only two items. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So suppose if we consider this one, first element already we have deleted, then suppose there is only remaining 4 elements. So we are writing 20, 30, 40, 50. That means Q is not full and this has been already deleted. So this is array. Now Now front is a variable which contains the index of the front node, which is 1, and here rear is another variable which is containing the index of the rear node, and they are stored front variable reserved memory location 1000 and rear is in memory location 2000. Now here there will be a pointer variable p front. Why this pointer variable is required? Because already I have told that as we are doing this deletion operation within a separate function, so any value if front and rear gets modified, then that will be inside the function, but to reflect that change outside of the function, we have to pass the address of that variable, which the variable whose value is getting modified within a function. That's why for modification of front variable, we need to use within the function this pointer, which is pointing to the front variable, and that means it contains the address of the front variable. That means the value of the p front is 1000. Suppose it is stored, this pointer variable is stored in memory location 3000. Similarly, rear variable can also be changed, and to reflect that change, we will use a pointer which is p rear, which is pointing to the rear variable, that is, it is containing the address of the rear variable, which is 2000. And suppose that this pointer is stored in a location, suppose 4000. Now this is a scenario. Now in that case, the code is simple. We will extract the front node and will store the value into a temporary variable. Then we will modify. We will place a 0 at this position. Then we will modify the front variable. That means I will increment the front variable by 1. So it will point to next element. So it will get value index, front variable index will be 2. So it will point to the next front node of that current after the current queue after deletion. So the code becomes same like this. Here also same thing was a num array p front, then array at location p front becomes 0, then value at location p front is incremented by 1, then return the num. So this scenario and this scenario, there is no difference, but the difference happens in another scenario when there is only one item in the queue. So after deletion, the queue becomes empty. So how to handle that situation? So the scenario is that in this two scenario, when there is a full the queue is totally full or queue is partially full, in that case the code, there is no change in code. This code will work for this scenario, this case also. But what will be the case when there is only one item